Apparently a bunch of pelicans are passing away, and I'm wondering if it has anything to do with, down here in Florida, for the record. Pelican die-off, pretty much, is what I'm speaking of. I don't know any stats or anything of that fashion, but, I am wondering if it has anything to do with, red tide, algae blooms, things of that fashion. It's January 17th today. Water temperature last I checked about 2 weeks ago was right around 69, 70 degrees. I think 69 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm wondering if any kind of algae blooms, which suffocates oxygen in salt water, would have anything to do with that on an airborne status. And when I say airborne status, what I'm talking about is I've walked through algae blooms before in the Indian River Lagoon, Cocoa, Port St. John, west side of the Indian River Lagoon. Merritt Island was in front of me. Cape Canaveral, the ASV building was across the way. I've walked through algae blooms before to where it's been, it sizzles like Alka-Seltzer. That's knee deep, waist deep, nipple deep, you know what I mean? And what I'm wondering is, keep up with me if you can. Salinity levels in the Gulf of Mexico compared to the Atlantic, one or the other has more salinity than the other. Obviously, salt would dehydrate a lot of things. If you have lack of oxygen with an algae bloom that's rather, bacterial infested already, more or less, and you have more salinity in one body of water than you do its competitor, if it comes down to wildlife, I'm wondering if things can become airborne at the surface. Lack of oxygen, heat. Hasn't really been too cold down here in Florida for, these past few months this year, last year as well. So I'm wondering if things would become brittle at the surface and become airborne in order for the pelicans to somehow have a negative, reaction to it. Me being an owner of a parrot, and knowing the anatomy of birds in general, if it comes down to their lungs and breathing and respiration and things of that fashion, it would not surprise me, as sensitive as they are with that kind of deal, that this could be a possibility. So if you feel like it, go on ahead and leave comments and let me know what you think about it, because this is just something I was talking with a friend of mine. He was walking down the sidewalk and asked me about it, and this is just something, one of my theories, I guess would be the safest way of saying it. So leave some comments or whatever and let me know what you think it could be. I'm just kind of going off a limb here, but algae blooms, heat, lack of oxygen, things becoming airborne, and I haven't even gotten to talking about the fishies yet, so let me know what y'all think about it. Stay safe.